Hi, I'm Lena the Yogi. Welcome to this week's flow. We're going to begin this week in a half frog position. And to come into half frog, just lie down onto your belly. Decide how you'd like to place your arms. You can bring them into goalposts, out to a T, or stack the palms and rest your forehead upon. And then define that half frog shape with the legs. Just begin to stretch your legs back long behind you. Feel for them extending out from the hips. Then draw your right knee out and open to the right side. Maybe it feels comfortable to turn your head to one cheek or the other. Turning your head to the left will introduce a gentle twist here. If you're not feeling much of a stretch in this pose, you can bring a yoga block or pillow under your right knee and allow that to deepen the stretch a little bit. Once you find a shape that's comfortable for your body, just begin to settle in, maybe even allowing the eyes to close. Guide your awareness to the sound, the rhythm of your breath. And seal your lips together and begin to deepen that breath, making it a little more intentional. Draw your breath in through your nose and let it come out through the nose. Slowly, freely breathing in and out through your nostrils. Take 3 more rounds of breath here. Try to find more softness with each exhale. Finish this exhale breath, sinking your hips, your shoulders down. Then extend your right leg back. Nice and slow. Find a comfortable position for your head, for your neck, maybe neutral with the forehead on your palms. Then lift both feet, stacking your heels over your knees. Just allow your feet to sway side to side across the mat. Take 2 or 3 rounds of breath here. Notice what you feel in your hips, in your lower back. Transitioning from wherever you're at in your day, in your week, to looking inward. Noticing the body and the breath. With your next inhale, bring your feet to center. And exhale, lower them back behind you and take that little wiggle. Shimmy your feet further back, stretching them out from the hips. And if you liked the prop on the right side, take your time to move it over to the left. Find your comfortable position for your hands, for your chest, for your cheek, for your forehead. And when you're ready, begin to draw your left knee out and open to the left. Maybe bring that prop in under your knee if you want a deeper stretch. And as you settle in, maybe you invite the eyes to close. As you invite your shoulders to sink with each exhalation. The hips hips to sink down. Paying careful attention to each breath, each sensation. Try to remove any expectation here, any judgment. Filling so deeply with the breath, you feel a little bit of lifting away from the mat, a little expansion in the space between your ribs. And with each exhale, empty so completely that you feel a little sinking in the body, a little softening. Take 2 more of these slow, intentional breaths, lips sealed, breath pulling in and out through the nose. On an exhale, begin to extend your left leg back on the mat. Stretch both legs out long and put a little weight into the tops of your feet here. And guide your palms in under your shoulders. Then push up to all fours, hands and knees. From our tabletop position, spread your fingers out wide and take your time to root into each fingertip. Find the L's of your hands. So our thumbs are pointing towards each other, index fingers towards the front of the mat. From the insides of the elbows, the eyes of your elbows should face one another, looking inward. And knees under hips, but a little weight in the tops of the feet. Everything very intentional in our practice. With your next breath in, soften your belly, lift your chin and your tailbone, find a nice arch through the back. Exhale to tuck your chin and lift your belly up and in with your exhale. Squeeze that breath out. Inhale, belly drops low. Exaggerate this movement. Arms stay long, hips lift. Exhale, curl your belly up and in. Create some space between the shoulders. Take a few more rounds of breath at your own pace here, exploring this movement. Inhales to come into cow. Exhales, navel to spine. Push into the mat. Cat pose. The next time you inhale into cow, keep your belly low for the exhale breath. Then inhale, move into cat. And exhale into cat. Stay for another big inhale breath into cat pose. Separate your shoulders. And exhale, move into cow, belly low. Stay here for the breath in. One more round, slow. Exhale, draw your belly in. Stay for the inhale. Separate your shoulder blades. Exhale, belly low. Stay for the inhale. Then bring yourself to a neutral spine, hands and knees, and send your hips back to your heels for child's pose. Stretch your arms forward and let your head soften down. Take 3 deep breaths here, guiding shoulders back. With your next inhale breath, Come forward to a supported plank. Bring your shoulders over your wrists and scoot your knees back until you need to use that core to support your weight here. Let your hips push down a little until you feel that belly pull up and in to activate. Make sure we're pressing into palms. You feel a little lifting, a little rounding through the back. With an exhale, lower down, bending your elbows. Bring your chest to the mat. Inhale to curl your belly up through to cobra. And with your exhale, lift your hips for child's pose. Send them all the way back to your heels. Reach your arms forward. Take as many breaths as you need here. When you're ready to begin again, take an inhale to that supported plank. Push into the palms, draw the belly in. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows hug in as you lower. Inhale to cobra, curl your heart up, lift your chin. Exhale, child's pose, hips to heels. Stretch your arms forward as you peel your shoulders backward. Let's take it through together one more time. Inhale to plank, supported by your knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Take 3 rounds of breath here, hips to heels, softening through that space in your shoulders. Let your head sink heavy. On your next breath in, come forward to tabletop. Guide your knees back in under hips. We'll tuck the toes under from here. And lift your knees just 1 inch off the mat. Press into the pads of your fingers, to the heels of the hands, to that space under your knuckles. Our Hasta Bandha, the hands. Make sure we're gripping the mat. Then engage your Uddiyana Bandha. Pull the belly up and in. Tuck your chin here, Jalandhara Bandha. And pull the pelvic floor in. Engage the inner thighs. Mula Bandha. Take 3 more breaths. Chin tucked, belly tight, pushing into the fingertips, into the toes. 1 more inhale. Exhale, pike the hips, downward facing dog. Let your head hang heavy. This first downward facing dog, find a little gentle movement. You can pedal the heels. You can sway your head. Any movement that feels natural and comfortable. Make sure we're lifting the hips as high as we comfortably can. Engaging that Hasta Bandha, pushing into the fingertips, into the thumbs, the heels of the hands to get more lift through the hips. Take 2 more breaths here, exploring this downward facing dog. On an inhale, peek to the top of your mat, and exhale, hands and feet meet at the top. Inhale to a halfway lift, peek out, then exhale, forward fold. Take a few deep breaths in this first fold. Allow the knees to be bent here. Allow the weight of your head to pull your shoulders and your torso downward. Lift your hips high, melting chest to thighs. Finish through this exhale. Then inhale, stack the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. lifting your arms up overhead. And take a round of side bends. Catch your left wrist and side bend right. Inhale, center, reach tall. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale to reach back up through center. Then exhale as you dive into your fold. Let your fingertips graze the mat, knees soften. And with an inhale breath, bend that left knee deeply. Wave your right arm to the sky. Exhale to bring it down to the earth. Inhale, wave left arm, bend right knee. Exhale, bring it down. Take another round, twisting right and left. Inhale, wave the right arm. Exhale, down. Inhale, wave left arm, bend right knee. Exhale, down. Take a nice deep breath, softening into your fold when you complete that second round of twists. And with an inhale, peek out, half lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back. Find your way to downward facing dog. You can add a vinyasa here, taking high plank to chaturanga, inhaling to upward facing dog or cobra, and then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. You can always travel here however you like, whatever makes you most comfortable. Take 2 or 3 deep breaths, checking back into down dog. Notice how it's changed. Engage those bandhas, or energy locks. Tuck the chin, lift the pelvic floor, belly draws in. And with an inhale, let's find 3-legged dog. Lift your right leg high to the sky. Exhale to step it through between your hands. Set your left knee down. Come to the top of the left foot. Inhale, kneeling crescent. Palms facing one another. Slide that left knee back and bring your right foot and right knee forward until we feel sensation in both hips, both thighs. Then start to guide the thumbs back, opening up your heart, lifting your gaze. If you feel a little challenged here in your balance, you can keep your hands down on your front knee. You can keep your gaze down. Take 2 more breaths here, wherever you feel most comfortable. Completing this exhalation. With an inhale, bring your arms out to a T, heart open. Exhale, bring your left arm over your right, make an X. And then wrap your fingers around your shoulder blades. Give yourself a nice hug here. Lift the elbows. If eagle arms is in your practice, you can bring the backs of the forearms together and bind your fingers to your opposite palm. Inhale, elbow lifts a little higher. Exhale, tuck your elbows to your belly. Whichever bind works here. Move with your breath. Take 3 more rounds. Inhale, lift and lean back. Exhale, pull your belly in, crunch and contract. 1 more time. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, tucking forward. And take an inhale breath to crescent, hands to the knee or up over your head. Exhale, seated half splits. This is a beautiful place to use blocks if you have them. If not, just bring your hands to the mat around your right foot, your right leg. And begin to push your hips back, lifting the right toes. And find a comfortable stretch in this right leg, keeping the knee bent as much as you need to. Be gentle. Once you find a comfortable stretch in your right hamstring or comfortable in this left knee, you can bring something under the knee to support it if you need to. We're going to take a few twists from our seated half splits. If you're using a block, it's really helpful to have one on the inside of the leg. We're going to ground and root through this left palm. And then with an inhale breath, wave your right arm up, just like we did from that forward fold. Exhale, right hand comes back down. Inhale, right arm waves back up. Take a few more rounds at your own pace with your breath, rooting into that right heel and trying to keep the hips and the knees right where they are, just rotating the torso and the arm. With your next exhale breath, bring that right hand down to the mat. Then walk your hands forward. We're going to find standing splits. Bring your hands in front of that right foot. Come to the toes of your back foot and walk your foot up, straightening the right leg until you can put some weight into your hands. This is another lovely place to use props under your hands if we have them. And on an inhale, begin to lighten that left foot and heavy your head. Soft bend stays in that right leg. And try to take the gaze to your right big toe or maybe to the right knee as you gently lift that left leg, squeezing the left glute. Take 2 more rounds of breath here, lifting as much as is comfortable through the left leg. On an exhale, lower your left toes at the back of the mat. Set yourself up for high crescent lunge. So stay on the ball of the back foot, left heel is lifting. And with an inhale, come up, arms lift overhead. Deep bend in both knees here. Find your balance, taking a few breaths to square hips and shoulders. Find your deepest lunge. And take an inhale from here. Lift your hands even higher. Exhale, goalpost the arms and dip your left knee just an inch. Inhale, reach up, lift back an inch. Exhale, lower your elbows, lower your knee. One more time, reach up, look up. Exhale, goalpost arms, dip the knee. The next time you lift, reach your arms straight in both legs. Take your hands to heart center. Step your back foot up about halfway up the mat. Set up pyramid pose. So your feet can be as wide as you are comfortable with, as far apart as you're comfortable with on the mat. The further apart, the deeper the stretch will take you. We want the feet a little bit separated, and maybe the left toes want to turn out. You see how you feel when you get into the fold. Take an inhale breath here, hands to heart, lift your heart. And with the exhale breath, fold out over your right leg. Bring your hands around that right foot. This is another lovely place to use support from some blocks. If this stretch is very deep right away, just stay in a half pyramid, hovering here. If you feel comfortable, allow the head to soften, taking your gaze to your right big toe or the knee, just like standing split. Keep allowing that right foot to plant, the right hip to pull back, and the weight of your head to pull the upper body towards the leg. Take another round of breath here, long and strong. And from here, we're going to find a revolved half moon. So bring your left hand, maybe using a prop, a little bit out in front of the right foot and to the left. Then on an inhale, lift your left foot back behind you. Find your balance here. Then wave your right arm up to the sky. Turn your chest to the right as much as is comfortable. Feel the IT bands, maybe. Twist in the back, heart opening. Take one more round of breath here, twisting and opening it up. Then step your left foot way back. Come down to a runner's lunge. Hands surround that right knee. Right knee is bent. Plant the left palm firmly into the mat. And inhale, wave your right arm up. Take another big inhale breath. Fill your chest. Lift through your palm. Reaching through the fingers. And exhale, sweep your hand to the front of the mat. Let your fingers graze the mat. And inhale to bring it back up. Exhale, down and around. Fingers touch the mat. Inhale, back up. One more full circle. And on the exhale, plant your right hand and step it back. Right foot to the back of the mat. You can vinyasa here, or just meet me in downward facing dog, taking your time to get there. Once you arrive in that downward facing dog, take a few rounds of breath to check in. Pedaling the heels, swaying the head. Engage those energy locks, tucking your chin, pulling the belly in. Then on an inhale, lift your left leg high for three-legged dog. Keep pushing into the right foot, lifting that left leg. Exhale to step it through between your hands. Find kneeling crescent. Gently set the right knee down. Come to the top of the right foot. Then lift both arms. If you need to take a little time to find your balance here, just rest your hands on your knee or bring them around the front foot. Take your time to settle in. Pushing the hips forward and down. Find your edge. Pulling the thumbs back. Find some opening in the chest, maybe through the belly. And take another full round of breath, just exploring this shape. Finish the exhale. Then inhale to spread your arms wide to a T. Feel your shoulder blades come together. From here, bring the right elbow over the left. Make an X. Then hug your shoulder blades. You can stay right here, lifting your elbows from this position, or take that eagle bind. Backs of the forearms together, fingers wrap for the opposite palm. Inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, crunch forward. 3 rounds of breath here. Inhale, lift. Feel the expansion before you exhale, empty. Pause at the bottom. Take your time here. Exploring the resistance, getting comfortable in it. For your next inhale, go ahead and release. Find that high crescent, arms up. And exhale, half splits. You can bring your blocks in. If you have them for support, start to lengthen your left leg out, lifting the toes. Settle in here, pulling that left hip back as much as is comfortable, flexing the foot to your level of comfort. And then from here, Let's root and ground through the right palm. Or maybe use a block for support, whatever's available. And on an inhale, wave your left arm up to the sky. Feel the resistance, feel the stretch before you bring it back down. Move with your breath. Inhale, lift, twist. Exhale, release. Following your breath, creating your own rhythm. Keep moving. Take one more round. Inhaling to lift left arm. Exhale, palms to the mat. Let's set up our standing splits. If you want to use blocks here, you can bring them onto your hands or just walk your hands forward. Bring whatever you need to in front of your left foot on opposite sides, and put some weight into the fingertips, into that left foot. With an inhale, begin to lift the right leg high. Keep rooting down through the left leg, using your inhales to lift that right leg. Fix your gaze on your toe, on your knee, on some point that isn't moving too much. Let's take one more breath in here. Use it to rise. And with your exhale, find a low runner's lunge. Right toes land gently at the back of the mat. Get deep in the lunge. And with an inhale, bring your arms up overhead for crescent warrior. Back knee lifted this time, but still bent. Back heel is lifting. Find your balance, the power in your feet, the Pada Bandha. And with an exhale, let's find a little dip. Squeeze your shoulders, elbows come wide, dip your right knee. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, dip down. One more time, big inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze, lower. Inhale, arms up, legs straighten. Exhale, hands to heart. Step your right foot up just a bit on the mat. Weight into the ball and the heel of your foot. Let's set up that pyramid stance. Feet a comfortable distance apart, comfortable width. Inhale, lift the chest, shoulders back. Exhale, fold out around that left leg. Bring your hands to the mat or use blocks for support. Once again, you can have that halfway lift, just hover, bending that left knee. Or you can bring your hands down to the mat, gaze to the big toe or the left knee. If you lost that longer, stronger breath there, come back to it. Intentional inhales. Complete exhale. Take one more full breath here, pushing hips back. And with an inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk the hands forward. And from here, we're going to find that revolved half moon. Keep your right hand down, maybe use a prop. Lift the right leg. And then inhale, wave your left arm. Take a few rounds of breath here, twisting, reaching in all four directions. So we're rooting through that right hand, reaching through the left, planting the left foot, and pulling the right leg back. One more full breath. Twist it out and gently land your right toes. Bring your right palm back beside the left foot. And with an inhale, wave your left arm high. Find a nice comfortable dragonfly twist. Left fingertips extending. With your exhale breath, hips nice and low. Let's sweep the fingertips down and across the mat to the back. Inhale, up and around. Exhale, sweep it back. Inhale, lift it up. One more circle with your breath. And plant your palm with the exhale and step your left leg back. We'll take a vinyasa here or just come to downward dog. Take a few deep breaths as you return to down dog. This will be our last time here for this practice. Take some time checking in. One more full breath, hips high, head low, and begin to lower your knees. Coming to tabletop, and then coming to a comfortable seat. From your seat, we're going to take boat pose. Plant the soles of your feet out in front of you. Catch your thighs and lean back so you feel that belly pull up in it. Core is working. You can keep a little weight in the heels here and just lean back, lifting your heart. If you want more intensity, lift your feet. If you need even more, lift the arms or play with straightening your legs. Take 3 deep breaths here. Last little bit of strength work. Open heart, tight belly. One more inhale, fill to the top, deepest breath all day. Exhale, plant your feet. Find a butterfly shape from your seat. Bring the soles of the feet together. Inhale, lift your chest, lift through the crown of your head. And with your exhale, hinge from your hips, bringing your heart towards your feet and allowing the head to hang. Tuck your feet in here close to your hips so we feel the inner thighs opening. And control that sensation with the weight of your elbows. We'll spend a little time here softening. Maybe you bring your hands to the soles of your feet and give them a little rub. Maybe you just allow gravity to take over here and you surrender. As we start to slow down our practice here and look inward, I'd like to share a mantra with you this week that really resonated with me. The mantra is, the world needs my light, and I am not afraid to shine. The world needs my light, and I'm not afraid to shine. See if you can say that to yourself. How does it feel? Does it resonate with you? Does it make you uncomfortable? And take a few more deep breaths, exploring resistance in the body, in the breath, in the mind. And notice what's stopping you from going deeper, from breathing deeper, from shining brighter. Take one more deep breath here. Feel it between your shoulder blades. And exhale, sink in a little deeper to your stretch. With your next breath in, start to stack your spine, sit up tall. Then slide your feet further from your hips as far as you can while keeping the soles of the feet together, creating a nice long diamond shape. And from here, start to hinge forward, catching the ankles or the shins. Just pull yourself towards your legs until you feel the outsides of the hips talking to you. Maybe we don't go very far forward. Settle in wherever you feel a little resistance. And start to do the work, one breath at a time. Take 10 more breaths, letting each exhale sink you in. Nowhere to be but right here, with your body, with your breath. Finish through this next exhalation, maybe a little lower. Then inhale as you lift your head, lift your heart, extend your legs out forward, maybe give them a little wiggle, and begin to find your way down onto your back, onto the mat. Just a little bit at a time. Once you're all the way down onto your back, take a moment to get comfortable. Tuck the shoulders under, tuck your tailbone, and then take an inhale to a morning stretch. Reach your arms up, bring your legs together. Another big breath, lengthen even more. And exhale, knees to your belly. Wrap your arms to your knees or your shins. Give yourself a little hug, a little rock across the mat. Find your center, rooting into your low back. And then extend your legs up. Flex your feet. Take a few deep breaths here in candlestick. If it's in your practice, you're more than welcome to take shoulder stand. Two more breaths with the feet over the hips, one pose or the other. And slowly begin to come out of your posture, bringing the knees back towards the belly. Give them a hug. And exhale, arms to a T, knees to the right, spinal twist. Turn your gaze left if that's comfortable. Slow the breath here, close the eyes. Just soften your gaze. Take another full breath, stretching your arms wide, heavy in your shoulders. And inhale, knees cross the mat. Exhale, switch direction. Knees to the left, gaze to the right if the neck allows. Use these next few breaths to release tension in the body, especially in the face, the jaw, the shoulders. Take one more breath, a deeper inhale, a fuller exhale. And lift your knees with the inhale. Maybe you find a happy baby. Take a few rounds of breath there. And whenever you are ready, find your way to a comfortable pose of rest. Maybe that's a seated meditation. Maybe you take traditional shavasana, legs long, arms heavy by the sides. Wherever you choose to close your practice, thank you for sharing it with me. The light and love in me humbly bows to the light and love in you. Namaste. Till next time, yogis, take rest.